So Morph. Today I'm going to talk about Morph. Now, as I'm filming this, X-Men 97 is currently running. We're on the 3rd episode. I want you to keep that in mind, because I know this is going to be after that. I don't know how long. I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but you know, sometimes time gets away from you. So I bought this on sale long before the X-Men 97 finally premiered. It was on, you know, it was just an impulse buy. And, you know, my first thing was, oh, poor Morph. You were made to die. I remember the X-Men series premiering, and it read off the list of the cast, and I remember saying, Morph's there to eat shit. I was surprised he ate shit in the first episode. Well, honestly, no, I wasn't. Because I didn't see much of a character there. There didn't seem to be anything going on. He did later come back, had a bit of an arc, and, you know, he became more of a character, at least. So there was that. But for the most part, he was kind of regulated to being the dead guy, and then the evil guy, and then the evil dead guy, and then, I don't know, somehow he became Bruce Campbell. But this one is probably the minimalist of all the X-Men, how do we call them, VHS series. He's got a fist. He's got 2 fists, actually. And he's got his more evil head. Now, you get down to it, any figure can be Morph. Hi, I'm Morph. No, I'm Morph. I mean, and that's kind of the thing, is that any character, any figure you have in your collection could be Morph, because that's what Morph does. He morphs into other characters. The big elephant in the room, and this is going to be touchy, and some people are going to get mad no matter how I say it, but I do ask that we try to dump our political beliefs for a second, because this got made political, and I'm going to step back a minute and talk about it in a story mode, not a political mode. Morph over here. He obviously looks different in X-Men 97. And that's okay. I mean, I'm not going to get mad about that. They don't explain why. I don't know if they will explain why. But of course, the showrunner, while promoting the show, had to drop the kind of, well, I'll say it's a bombshell now, because what happened is people got really upset that Morph was, quote, non-binary. Oh, Disney's woke, blah blah blah, da 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 da. Yeah, you know it all. Okay, we've heard this 1,000 times. We know this. So, technically this Morph, this guy right here, is not viable to X-Men 97. Now, there is a simple head swap you can do with the Age of Apocalypse Morph, and make him almost like the one on X-Men 97. If you want. You don't have to. So, this sparked up a whole bunch of debate, and it got very political, of course. You know, because people are arguing science that doesn't exist, etc., 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 and it got really ugly. And I tend to step away from that crap, because I think it's crap. I mean, both sides are full of crap. But then somebody brought something to my attention, and I think very smartly. What does this do to Morph as a character? What does this give him anything more than what he had before? I thought about it for a minute. I was like, nothing. It doesn't give him anything but it doesn't enhance him in any way. I can't see a way in which it would, and that's the point. It's a pointless change that does not give the character anything new or relevant. Drop the political pretense. Drop all of it, and just think of it from a story perspective. Nothing about Morph being non-binary, quote unquote, gives the character anything else. People argue it does. Now, one thing I'm noticing at this point, and again, this might change by the time this video comes up, there's not been a word said about it. It's been, Morph has just been around being Morph. Bit of a smartass, but that's it. Nothing has been said. So it makes me wonder what, if any, way are they going to bring this out? I thought to myself, what if they don't? What if this was a way to rile people up, get people talking about the show? What if this was a PR thing? That it doesn't come out in the story at all? Is that a brilliant PR move? No. No, actually it's pretty bad because you piss off a lot of people. You don't want to piss off a lot of people to get your attention, to get their attention. You want, unless you're stupid, which maybe Disney is, I don't know. You want people to watch your show because you want them to like what you're doing. And that is not the way to do it. That is the way to alienate a good chunk of your audience. And that's what you run the risk of by doing that. Now, if it does come out in the show, and I don't see how, I mean, I'm really struggling with how, because it's still taking place in the 90s, obviously. But, as someone pointed out, why are you worried about it? It wasn't a thing back then. I'm like, my mind was like, yeah, that's the point, you know? It wasn't a thing. So why are you putting it in there? I mean, it's really weird to me. And I gotta admit, it's something that really didn't need to be, and doesn't do anything for Morph as a character, doesn't do anything for the X-Men as characters. I don't see it working very well if it does come out. They make an episode of it. I'm not sure how they would do it. You know, Life Death is about to come up. And yeah, it doesn't, it seems to be just, let's throw it in there. It's kind of like the gay kiss in Rise of Skywalker. It's in the background. You don't really get in, you know, it's a blink and you miss it moment. And it's almost like, see, look at us, look what we can do. Let's get people talking. And then it's brushed over. Now, some people have said after these few episodes have come up, it's like, oh, Morph and Wolverine are acting pretty chummy. Maybe they're gay. Which would piss a lot of people off, because you're making Wolverine gay. Or maybe that's how they explain it, is that Morph becomes a woman for him because he's non-binary. Gross. That's kind of gross. You know, I'm sitting here like, there's no, I don't see a way this is going to work out well or good. I mean, on a story perspective, I don't see this being a thing that makes the character any better. And it's an unnecessary change. I'm not saying that, and again, I'm trying to avoid politics so hard here, but I'm not saying that characters can't be gay or trans or whatever. I'm saying that changing a character and it does nothing for the character is a bunch of bullshit. From a story perspective, it's a bunch of bullshit. And I have not talked 1 ounce about this character, this figure. How is this figure? It's okay. He's got single joints for the arms. That's a disappointment. He's got pinless legs. That's cool. Morph did not have much of an outfit. I mean, it's just a basic blue and yellow suit that the X-Men wore in that 275. Never liked that suit, to be perfectly honest. I don't know why so many people do. To each their own, but still at the same time, I don't get it. That's me. You know, he's got the jacket from the 90s on, you know, the X-Men jacket that so many characters had to wear. Why the brown jacket? I don't know. I have no idea, but it's there, and Morph is, well, he's an X-Man. And, you know, I think it's a shame because, you know, right after I got this figure, that's when the talk started, and I was like, why? Why? He's a dude. I mean, you can be a dude, you can be a guy and still transmogrify. You can even transmogrify into a woman and not change your gender. I mean, but, and there I am arguing science that doesn't exist. And see, that's the problem. You can't talk about this without arguing science that doesn't exist. It's pretty freaking annoying. But on a story perspective, it does nothing for his character, and that's the real problem. And you know, I'm not gonna make the custom to the Kit Bash to make him more like the X-Men 97 cartoon, because this is Morph to me as far as the animated series goes. As far as the comic goes, Morph is that guy from Age of Apocalypse. That's fine with me. I don't need the two to cross. They didn't have a comic base for Morph at the time, so they just kind of made him a dude. I guess that works. So making him more to the comic doesn't do anything really. I mean, it doesn't really change anything. So yeah, that's where we're at. I mean, it's like, you know, it's a change. That's all it is. They changed it. I mean, to make him more like the comic, okay, fine. I can see that. Now, is that a change that we needed? No. But that is a change. I can see why somebody would go there. In the meantime, you know, I like this figure. It's not my favorite, but I like it. And, you know, another welcome addition to the collection. Anyway, I've rambled enough. You know, if you want it, go get it. If you don't, no. Either way, that's going to wrap up Infinite Realms for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget the YouTube stuffs.